host, Kimberly Chapman, and thank you for joining another episode of Sheen Talk. Today we have a beautiful lady, both inside and out, Shelena Omokaro. I'm sure I said it right.
You did well. Yes, it's Omokaro, and I appreciate you for trying to pronounce it because a lot of people don't. But you did well.
Thank you.
Yes.
I try. I want to try because that's part of who you are, and it is my responsibility to make certain I get it right. At least try very hard to get it right.
Yes,
so I
absolutely.
did it. Omokaro.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me about the Diary of Queen Esther.
Okay, so what Diary of Queen Esther is, it's an online boutique, and so it specializes in quality but dope women's wear. Dope. And it's funny because I was a little afraid to use that, like that word at first, but it's the only way to describe it. Reason being, because like my style is very eclectic. And so, and so when I, started this boutique and, I was funneling clothes in, I wanted to make sure that I stayed true to what I like. Because I don't like to look like everybody else. And there's a lot of women who's in that same space. I don't want to go into somewhere and they look like everyone else, like the whole trends. And trends are okay, but they're trends.
Yeah, they come and go.
Exactly. So 9 times out of 10, you go inside the mall, you're not going to find the items that I carry. And I do that purposely. Awesome. Yes, if most stores carry it in black, I'm going to go for something like fuchsia, like a crazy color or something. But then the boutique also specializes in handcrafted body by Shelena Omokaro, and those are soaps that I handcraft.
Oh, well, what brought that about?
My children.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When I was pregnant with baby number 2, and I began to do like a lot of research on, and it's funny because actually I had my shower already stocked up on a lot of like the commercial brands. All the commercial brand lotions and stuff. And then I got wind of all the stuff that's in a lot of those items, the different cancer agents and different things. I literally went home, threw away big bottles, of brand new, unused, all types of lotions, threw that stuff out, took to the internet, learned how to make like whipped butters and things of that sort. And so that started with baby number 2, and then with baby number 3, I started the soaps.
Wow. I think I would have had a yard sale.
And it's funny because my mom was like, "You did what?" She's like, "Why didn't you just give it away?" I'm like, "Give it away to who? Like maybe it has cancer agents in it."
I know, but everybody got their journey. So if they purchased it, it was their journey.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! So and how do you come up with the smells and the fragrances?
Oh my gosh! You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. That's nothing but God. Because it's such, I've just been on this journey, like, even with Diary of Queen Esther 12 years ago, I began this journey with God, crying out to him to understand what was my God-given purpose. And that really came from a place of, I was petrified of just picking a career and choosing something that, here I am going to go to school for this, because I already had my associates by that point, but I was scared of going to school to get my bachelor's or my master's in something and then finding out I don't like it. Right. And I knew that I was unfulfilled with what I was already doing. And so I remember, just kind of sit on the floor, and I was praying and crying out to God, literally from a place of desperation, asking, why did you create me? I need to know, why am I here? What did you create me for?
Wow.
Yeah, and it really came from that place. And I remember from one of the first books. It's interesting because I used to always order books from this book club. I think it was called Black Expressions, to anybody who used to order from Black Expressions.
Right.
But that's why, so I was going through my subscription, and I found Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. And a lot of questions that I had was answered in that book. And so it's just been like this journey. And so going forward, like, when I moved here, I went to school for fashion marketing and design, and which plays a major role, the fashion part of me. Yeah. But the body butters and the soaps and stuff, that also was just like another element of who God created me to be. Wow. And these different gifts that he gave me. So the scents and the fragrances, I asked God about that. Yeah, like prime example, I brought you a gift.
Oh, I like
one
gifts.
Of the soaps.
I like you.
And I'm going to let you open it, but when we open, I'm going to explain to you the story behind it.
Oh, look at that. That's jasmine?
Lavender.
Lavender. How could I say jasmine?
That's okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so dainty. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that means so much.
And it's real, you know, like it's
Yeah.
real jasmine. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've said
Oh,
jasmine lavender.
Because I said it. It got in your head like, what in the world she talking about? Some jasmine. Yes. So go ahead and, spiritual bars.
Yes. Yes.
Handcrafted.
That soap has gained the name of, that's our Esther bar.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I first created Esther, because I knew, because the name being Diary of Queen Esther.
Right.
And when you understand the book of Esther, it talks about the frankincense and myrrh. And so I knew I wanted to create a soap that included frankincense and myrrh. And so these ideas just began to come to me, which I tell people a lot of times you think it's your ideas, but it's God's ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And often you don't find out until after the fact.
Right.
And so when I had gotten the idea, and I'm thinking that this is me, on how to create this bar and to include frankincense and myrrh and how to, ground it up and put instead of using oil, because most people just go to the oil.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was, God showed me another way where it was
Wow.
actually including the resin and the gum in the soaps.
Wow.
And so along with like palm kernel oil and these other, natural oils. And so when I did it that way, one of my girlfriends, who is Keisha, she's on Instagram, she's like, I am Keisha Green. She's so dope. This girl moves around. Called me and she's like, because she ordered that soap. She said, Shelena, she said, that soap has favor. I said, really? She said, honey, she said, every time I use that bar of soap, before I go into meetings, she said, honey, she said, deals are being made.
Oh, I'm using it today.
Do you hear me? I
Yeah.
said, Keisha, I said, really? She said, yes, ma'am. And so Keisha was the first one. And so that's the reason why, began to pick up that name since then. I get
Right.
testimonies all the time about when people began to use this Esther bar, all the way up to a girl a couple weeks ago when she purchased the bar. Went to the store. The bar was just in her purse. She had contacted us. We were like at a meeting, and she had contacted us. And she's like, well, she's in line at the store. A complete stranger paid for her groceries. She's like, I haven't even used the bar.
Oh, wow.
She's like, and someone just paid for my groceries. And so I'm like, oh my God. And so, in which I've had people ask me, like, do you think it's the soap? And I'm like, well, I think that it's me being obedient.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because of obedience is the anointing and the favor that God will, touch, and he will anoint things that's associated with what you do because of your obedience. And,
Right.
he would put favor over those things. So that's where they come from. And so a lot of my soaps are herb. I fuse them with real herbs because that's just the way God gives it to me.
Oh, I like that because I do brush my teeth with myrrh.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
And
Every
that's
day.
excellent. Yeah, because when you're reading the word,
Mhm.
I mean, it was the Esther, along with the other girls who were going through that whole beauty treatment. They went through like 6 months of having to bathe
Yes.
with oils like frankincense and myrrh, as well as the priest would they would put
Yes.
that on before they go and pray and sacrifice. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot that a lot of people don't know. We just have to give it to them so that they start paying attention and learning, as opposed to
Absolutely.
just taking it for granted what people are saying. You want to go out there and research it and know it for sure. Know
Absolutely.
it for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is so now, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, and it's interesting you ask that, because when people used to ask me, do I ever see myself having like a brick and mortar, I used to always say no. Like, no, I just want to be online because of the expense. And so, but about a week and a half ago, I was listening to Les Brown, and he asked the question, if you were able to do something for a complete year, or you were guaranteed success, what would that be? And after about a half hour, because I couldn't think of what it was, and I had to realize after the fact I couldn't think of what it was, because I had to literally push through doubt, I had to push through fear, I had to push through all my reasons as for why I wouldn't. I got to the place of realizing that I do want a brick and mortar. I do want a boutique that people can actually come to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's what I want. I want a boutique that carries my clothes, that carries the soaps, that carries the body butters, and just a space of what everything that Diary of Queen Esther is about.
Right. Well, I have on my skirt and my jacket from Diary of Queen Esther, Shelena. Yes.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. I love this skirt. Like, this skirt, I love the jacket, but the skirt, when I put it on today, it did something different to me. I was like, oh. This might be my go-to.
Yes, yeah, and it's funny because that's the dope girl skirt.
Really?
Yeah, that's the dope girl skirt. But one of the things is when people wear my items, I want them to feel the favor of God.
Yeah,
That's probably what you felt.
Yes, that's because I feel like I need to wear it all the time.
Yes.
And you know, it's like, you know, well, not like sweatpants, but you know, when there's something that you really just like,
Absolutely.
I'll have a tendency to put it on all the time.
Absolutely.
And Quincy will have to tell me, no. That is so nice.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love meeting you at the Epic conference. Yes, that was really nice.
Yes, and it's so funny because you know it was so much going around, but you know going on. I turned around and looked at you. I'm like, gosh, she's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I really
it
felt
takes
that
one to
because
know one, right?
yeah, I saw. I mean, because your smile. I mean, I remember you was standing over. You was just smiling. I'm like, gosh, she is really beautiful.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You are too. You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
See, it takes one to know one. When you see beauty, it's because it's a reflection.
Yeah, and you can feel people's spirit because
Yes.
immediately that's what I felt about you. It was just like a connection where I'm like, wow.
When's your birthday?
May 19th.
Oh,
When is yours? Let's say May.
April 26th.
Okay.
But we still Taurus.
And it's funny because typically I can tell people, even though I'm not into all the zodiac signs, I can tell when people are Tauruses. I can tell by their
We do something
behaviors.
different.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I should have known. And so you don't get into the zodiac because you just pray.
Yeah, I just, for me, I just leave all that in God's hands. But it just caught my attention as far as Tauruses because, like, I can see the similarities.
Yes.
Like, Tauruses, I rock with them way different. I mean, like, really, like, when it comes down to, like, our level of loyalty. Yes, when people, like, do us the wrong way. And it's funny because even people on TV, when they respond a certain way, people do them wrong, I, like, literally would Google, like, she has to be a Taurus. Because people do us wrong. We step all the way back and be like...
I know, like,
yeah, like,
because we'll go all the way there. Like, we'll give our all.
Yes.
But when I'm done, because I've given you my all, I'm done. You can't.
Exactly.
You can't come back. It's not.
Exactly.
No, it's no way. Yeah.
And that's what I explain to people about Tauruses. I'm like, we're so loyal. So for us, when you cross us like that, like, I'm like, no. Like, I'm going to just deal with you. God gonna have to help me with that one.
He ain't got to even help me. I'm done because I know what I did already. So
Absolutely.
I prayed while I was doing it. Now it's done because you didn't hear the prayer.
Absolutely. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I rock with my Tauruses.
Oh yeah, me too. I do. One of my grandchildren is a Taurus.
Yes.
And the other one is a Scorpio.
Oh,
so they are their grandmother.
Oh my goodness.
I'm loving it. My daughter's like, I said, you just loved your mama, so you wanted a Taurus and one opposite.
Oh my! So when is the Scorpio?
November.
November.
Yeah, and Scorpions mirror us.
Really? So I have to see.
Yeah. You are either love a Scorpio or you are not like them at all.
Oh wow! And see, one of my babies, the little one, he's a Scorpio. Well, I guess he's a Scorpio. He's November, but he's like November 6th.
Yep, that's Scorpio.
But he's just, when I say he's the sweet, I've never in my life probably met anybody. He's just sweet.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. So
yeah, but like my grandbaby, she's so sweet.
Oh
like I could just
gosh.
hug and kiss on her all day.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it is with him. He's so affectionate.
Yeah.
So prayerfully it's always that way.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming to see us. And many blessings to you. And
Thank
I'm
you.
loving looking you in your eyes. You know, when you have a person that has a great spirit, the eyes say everything. And it's like we're giving and taking energy here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the beautiful energy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sincerely, thank you.
And I'm coming shopping.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to be shopping.
Yes.
And thank you so much for the gift.
Absolutely. And I look forward to testimonies. I always tell you,
yes.
when people use the Esther, I have to hear testimonies because stuff happens.
Yes. And I'm going to rub the soap on me before I leave. Like, just rub it before I take today, before I go.
Absolutely.
And then take a bath later. And
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let you know.
And it's funny because when you take a bath, I always tell people, because that's the other thing, people always say, well, what's the big thing with the soaps? And I'm like, when you take a bath, you're going to see, because the number one response people always call and say is they didn't realize how dirty they were. And I'm like, because you're not using a real soap.
Wow.
So when you use a real soap, some customers even send me like pictures of the ring in their bathtub, like I had, because I'm like, you're using the stuff that sit on the counter. It doesn't clean you.
Oh, wow.
Now you're using a real soap, and that's what keeps them coming back.
Got you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
another episode of Sheen Talk. Have a great day.
Thank you.